Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 child star facts that will ruin your childhood.
I think my mom saw my career as a way out of that life, of that way of living, of that constant grind.
For this list, we're looking at the most promising young actors whose time on top was not the Hollywood dream it was cracked up to be. Which of these child stars' stories surprised you the most? Let us know in a comment below. Number 10. Macaulay Culkin's awful father. With the release of Home Alone in 1990, a 10-year-old Macaulay Culkin instantly became one of the biggest stars in the world.
I made my family disappear.
The next year, he appeared in My Girl, and the year after that, Home Alone 2 Lost in New York. But as his fame grew, so too did what he says was his father's jealousy of his success.
And ma'am, sometimes I do get into mischief. We all do.
Culkin has described his father as cruel and violent, and he eventually took his parents to court to have them removed as managers of his trust fund.
Did you have any say in whether or not you worked when you were young?
Not really, no.
Yeah.
Like, it was, after a while, it became, like I said, a job, and it was, I never chose the projects.
Unfortunately, cases of guardians mistreating their star youngins are not all that uncommon. The year before Culkin would star in Home Alone, former child star Gary Coleman had been successful in a lawsuit against his parents after claiming they'd been stealing from him. Number 9. Raven-Symone was body shamed. Body shaming anyone is wrong, but doing it to a kid is just morally incomprehensible. That's what Raven-Symone had to deal with as a little kid on the set of The Cosby Show.
And there was also a princess named Bolivia.
Bolivia. Oh, yeah.
She was very sweet.
Yeah.
The actress, who played the adorable Olivia Kendall, remembers being at the craft service table on set and multiple people telling her that she couldn't eat certain foods because she was gaining weight.
At that time, the conversation of weight started to come up and don't eat this, don't eat that, and
the comments didn't stop there. They would worsen as she got older and as her music career took off too.
Some call it magic, the things I see, and I don't understand it.
She told People magazine back in 2017 that others would literally say, quote, they didn't know how she could dance being that big. Luckily, Raven-Symone mentioned she encounters less of this today, thankfully. Number 8. Lalaine's substance use disorder. If Miranda was your fave in Lizzie McGuire, you'll probably remember that she wasn't in the show's last 6 episodes or the subsequent movie.
I wonder if things don't run for me. I try to talk to myself into saying.
She had taken her leave by then to focus on music and tour with Radio Disney. However, while Lalaine looked to have a promising career ahead of her, the music didn't end up bringing much success, and the mid-2000s saw her go through a period she's referred to as her, quote, dark years.
So save your flowers and your poetry.
A period which, among other things, saw her plead guilty to possession of methamphetamine in 2007. The good news is that the charges forced her into rehab, which got her back on the right track. Number 7. The Phantom Menace was tough for Jake Lloyd.
I'm a pilot, you know, and someday I'm gonna fly away from this place.
you're a pilot?
Mm-hmm.
Being cast as young Anakin Skywalker in 1999's Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, should have been the greatest moment in young Jake Lloyd's career.
Everyone's going to think it's a great film because it is an amazing film. You saw it last night. It was amazing.
It wasn't, to say the least. Following the release of the film, 9-year-old Jake became the online punching bag for hordes of angry and disappointed fans who harassed the young actor. And other kids at school were just as horrible. In the end, it was too much for Lloyd to take, and at the young age of 12, he retired from acting.
I tend to do freelance editing. I am okay with it. I enjoy my work. I just do corporate stuff right now, so.
Number 6. The way Ariel Winter was treated by her stage mom. Ariel Winter began acting when she was just 4 years old, and at the age of 11, she was cast in what might be her best-known role, Alex Dunphy in ABC's Modern Family.
So, you know, if Haley got pregnant, would you ever pretend she has mono for a few months and then, like, tell everyone the baby's yours?
What? While the role would make her a star, it turns out her acting career was never her choice.
I think that when I was born, it was kind of already decided what I was expected to be, and so I was kind of pushed into the industry. That's not to say I don't love it, it's not my passion now, I do love it.
According to Winter, her mother used her to accomplish her own unfulfilled dreams, and this led to both emotional and physical abuse. This included controlling her food intake, as well as dressing her preteen daughter in highly suggestive clothing. Winter told The Hollywood Reporter that, quote, people thought she was 24 when she was 12 because of such choices. In 2015, Winter officially announced that she was emancipated from her parents.
Do you have a relationship with your mom at this point?
I don't. We haven't spoken in 3.5 years.
Number 5, Alyson Stoner and the toddler to train wreck industrial complex. Before she was 15, Alyson Stoner had appeared in Cheaper by the Dozen and its sequel, as well as Step Up.
Can you be Running Man? You don't know nothing about that.
She also had a handful of episodes of The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody under her belt. However, before she turned 15, she had also experienced the dark side of what Hollywood does to its child stars. In 2021, Stoner wrote an op-ed for People magazine entitled The Toddler to Trainwreck Industrial Complex, where she talks about how she was overworked beyond the legal limit for a minor, leading to malnourishment and an eating disorder.
This whole dynamic can distort and exhaust even the healthiest of humans. Yet, each of us is forced to uphold a veneer, lest negative press reach our doorstep.
She was also forced to work in dangerous on-set conditions and endured sexual harassment.
The Toddler to Trainwreck pipeline is a notorious and thriving industrial complex around child entertainers.
Number 4, Jeanette McCurdy was glad her mom died. Jeanette McCurdy got her acting career underway on Mad TV at just 8 years of age.
Say something. You're old. Good one, Cass.
By the time she was 15, she had appeared in numerous movies and TV series, and would start her run as Sam Puckett on the hit Nickelodeon show iCarly.
What, I gotta finish chewing before I can talk?
Yes, nice guys like girls with good manners.
Fine.
While on screen, McCurdy looked to be leading a charmed life. Off screen, things could not have been more different. According to McCurdy, her mother was emotionally and sexually abusive to her. She forced her into acting, taught a preteen McCurdy about calorie restriction, and performed intimate bodily exams on her daughter while she was a teen.
Stardom was never your dream. Whose dream was it?
My mom's. I think she wanted me to have a better life than she had, but I also think her approach was very unhealthy and informed by her own lack of self-work.
McCurdy's memoir, released in 2022, was titled I'm Glad My Mom Died, which was also the name of her 2020 one-woman show. Number 3, Jackie Coogan's money-grubbing parents.
Think you're mighty smart, don't you? I could lick you with one hand tied behind me if I wanted to. Then why don't you? Well, I will if you fool with me.
In 1939, the state of California enacted the Child Actors Bill that, among other things, made the employers of child actors set aside 15% of their salary in a trust. The bill is probably better known as the Coogan Law, and the trust is often referred to as a Coogan account, named after the child actor who inspired the law, Jackie Coogan. After starring opposite Charlie Chaplin in The Kid, Coogan became a huge star, earning upwards of $4 million in movies and commercials. However, at 21, he came to learn that his mother and stepfather had run through almost his entire fortune. He sued them in 1938, a suit which eventually led to the passing of the California bill the following year.
Uncle Fester, please, not that.
But Morticia, the family honor.
He's right, Morticia. The family honor.
Number 2, Shirley Temple had a casting couch experience.
On the good ship, lollipop, bit and I trip into bed you hop.
Between the ages of 3 and 10, Shirley Temple made 29 films. And during the last 4 of those years, she was the biggest box office draw in the world.
It can't be. It isn't true. I won't believe it. He isn't dead. He isn't.
While we'd all like to remember her for her joyful personality and those adorable curls, Her time as a child star was not as innocent as it should have been.
We don't care if it's a hard winter, do we? There's wood to keep us warm and cheese to eat and lots of hay for Swally and Barely.
The casting couch has a horrific place in the history of Hollywood. And unfortunately, a preteen Temple experienced it firsthand during a meeting with an MGM producer.
And I thought he was a producer, but instead he was an exhibitor.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Judy Garland's awful experiences making The Wizard of Oz. The Wizard of Oz has a special place in the hearts of fans around the world.
Oh, we're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. Here he is, the Wiz of a Wiz, if ever a Wiz there was.
While the film made Judy Garland an even bigger star, her experiences on set probably had her wishing she could click her heels together and escape on numerous occasions.
There's no place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
Garland was 16 when she was cast as Dorothy, but the studio needed her to look younger. Extreme, reprehensible measures were taken, including binding her chest and supplying her with Benzedrine tablets to keep her from gaining weight. There are also reports suggesting Garland had to deal with inappropriate comments about her body and other forms of sexual harassment. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.